Hello, this is a video tutorial about how to set the Lauchpad created by Jargon in Windows environment. So let's begin. First you need to set up the server, so you can use the free X-liked FTP server. So just download the correct version your Windows is. So it's probably the 64-bit setup. So first you need to install that. When you have installed it, just open and you will see the screen that opens up, and it looks like this. And you can create the new server by pressing the new virtual server. And before that, you need to make sure you have correct port forwarding, or you have set up the DMZ. In this video I'm not going through how to set up those, because the setting up the port forwarding or DMZ requires its own video, so you probably want to check out how to do that in YouTube or something. But in this case I just quickly show that my local IP is here, so I go to the DMZ and type it here, so we can access to my computer from the web browser or outside my local network. Okay. So after port forwarding is done, we can close that one. We can close the FTP site also. So we press new virtual server, and let's leave this to dynamic IP. It will take our local IP that is this one here. And you can set up the port here. Default is 21, so I leave it that. Press OK. And then we create the user. Let's type like user, and password is user. And we gonna launch the server. And now it's running. Next you need to check out your outside IP, not the local one, but the one your internet provider gives you. And then you just type FTP and your IP address after that, and press enter. Okay, we haven't defined the default folder, so let's do that. So for my example, it's the Y, and there I have created the FTP folder. So we go to the X-like FTP, and let's edit our user and user path and press plus. So we can set the path here, so it's the Y and FTP. So now when we type our address, we go to the this directory here. Let's check if it works. we we didn't press the OK. So here, and now we try again. And here we see there is the game and there's the launcher. Exactly like here. So when you created the folder, it is probably empty, and of course it is. So you need to create a folder, call it game, and folder, call it launcher. Inside game there is the folders Linux, Mac, Win32 and Win64. It's the you can check this quick start also, so we are going here. So under the root folder there is the game, and under game is the Linux, Mac, Win32, Win64, and then there is the launcher and there is the bin, and bin is also under every folder here. So if we check our thing, there's the Linux bin, Mac bin, Win32 bin, and Win64 bin. And you can already create the .provides file. It will be used later. If this file isn't here, your launcher won't download anything. So you can create it. And of course bin folders are empty. Now when we are in our server, we can check that everything is correct here also. So if we click game, we should see the folders under it. If we click Win64, we see bin and provide. So our FTP server is working fine. And after that we need to download the launcher source code. So it's in the let's check. It's here in the github.com/Nihlus/Lauchpad. So we click clone or download, and we download the zip and then unzip it. So we can unzip it to our folder. Here I created another folder called Launchpad tutorial, so I just unpack it here. So let's see, Launchpad, yeah, and OK. And this Windows No editor is just my packages game, so you need to have your game packages. We use this later. But for now, we need to open the Launchpad in our Visual Studio. So if you don't already have, then you should get the Visual Studio Community 2017. And it doesn't work for if you open it in the first time. If you try to build solution, it will give you error like this. So you need to, it tries to package it as 64 bits, so you need to change that. So build configuration manager and change all these. Any CPU, just type new and 64 and empty. New, empty, new empty and new empty. Then we press build and it succeed. If it still doesn't succeed, then you need to get the Microsoft.NET Framework 4.6.2 developer pack. Just download it and install it. And then after we succeed building launcher, then we build the utilities. So press it, right click and set as startup project, and then build and build solution. Succeed. We can close the Visual Studio. And in our folder there is the launchpad.launcher and launchpad.utilities. If we go to launcher, bin 64 debug net, and here is our launchpad built from the source code, and we can start it up by double clicking launchpad here. Now by default it will connect to the this default server the launchpad has. But we will cancel it, and we can just select all, copy, and let's create new folder here, like let's name it launchpad. Copy all files here. So now we have a self-contained working launchpad. And next we need to connect this launchpad to our FTP servers. And to do that we go config and double click launcher config. And this is the address it connected by default, and we can check it in the browser. So there is also game and there is also launcher. But what we do is type our FTP address here. So we change it like this, and then username was user and password was user. And we can change the name, like let's say it's my game. System target, this is important. This tells which directory we're gonna check out with these four, of these four. So Win64. Executable path, that is the exe of our game. So let's quickly check what was the exe here. It's the launcher example. Now I'm not sure if I need to type .exe here, but let's see. Now when we go to our launcher folder, launchpad folder, and launch it, you can see everything changes here. It said I'm working and hello there, and there is the my game that we changed it. And where these are coming, it's the it's from here. Changelog. Well, this is the old information. There is no changelog.html, but instead there is our FTP folder launcher. There is the changelog.pango. I think we can delete it. Yes, let's just, yeah. So this isn't needed anymore. So you need to have the changelog.pango here, and in this .pango file you will type what you want to read in here. So now I'm working and hello there, and if we look the pango file, it's I'm working and hello there. And because this is in the server, you can always change it and all the clients see the new version. And this banner image here, if we look it's the image. You will see the launcher, so you can change it. And these we don't need. This is if you want to create updates for the launcher, but in this tutorial we aren't going through that. So basically you can only leave these three here. As you can see, those are all the only files you need to get the Launchpad screen working. And, next only thing to do is put our game into the to our FTP server and create the manifest. So let's do that next. So now we go to our package game folder. Then we need to create the file called gameversion.txt to there. And every time you update your game to your server, you need to change this file. So first version is for example 1.1.0. So when you update the next one, you type here 1, 2, 3. Like this. Then we're gonna generate the manifest from this current state of this game. So when you make changes, you're gonna update the game version, and then you're gonna create another manifest. You always create manifest and update the game version. So you're gonna go to the Launchpad master, and it's the utilities, bin x64, debug, net, and here is our utilities. So we go create new folder like Launchpad utilities, paste them there, and start. Then we go to our packaged game folder. So it's in the folder Lauchpad tutorial and Windows No Editor. Lauchpad Windows No Editor. Then we're gonna create the game manifest. Well, when it's done, we're gonna see two files here and this file here. So now we're gonna take the manifest files, copy them to the just under the bin folder with the provides folder here, like this. Then we take our game, copy all the contents and put them in the bin folder, like this. Now our game is successfully inside our server, and if we do any changes, we need to create new manifest again. And hopefully our launcher is now working. Let's see. Just go to Lauchpad and Lauchpad. And this is okay. Now we have install active, and when we press the install, it will start installing our game. Now when we press launch, let's hope it works. Game failed to launch, so there is something wrong. Let's check. There is the file called here. Game failed to launch, file not found, so it didn't find file in our Lauchpad game Win64 Lauchpad example. So it tries to open game folder Win64 launcher example. Yes, we need to type the exe, I think. So launcher example.exe. Let's open Lauchpad again. Now it's installed. Let's see. Yeah. And launch. Now it works. I think it verified some files there, don't know why. But yeah, that's how you set up the Lauchpad in a Windows environment. Okay, bye.